Attention please. It is now time for the 1 mile run. We need all mile contestants to please make their way to the starting line.
I've got a question for you. What can you do in 4 minutes? Now I asked that question because I discovered that in order to be successful in business as well as in life, you gotta learn to utilize time to your advantage. And what 4 minutes has always meant to me is the 1 mile run. You see, in my quest to run a mile under 4 minutes, I discovered what I call the 4-minute formula. What does it take to get the best out of our team? How do we get our employees engaged enough to achieve at their highest level? Well, it comes down to one simple measure: performance. I'd like to take you to the day now where I discovered this formula. It was February 18th, 1990, Boston, Massachusetts. I'm on the starting line getting ready to have a chance to break the 4-minute mile.
Runners, take your mark.
We were off. Now at the start of the race, you got to get out safely because everyone jostles at the beginning. It's easy to get knocked out of the race before the race even begins. So you got to get out safely and implement the game plan. Now the game plan was for me to get out to the lead and follow my teammate. My teammate was a guy named Andre Fomby. He was going to act as what's called the rabbit in the race. The rabbit's the guy who goes out and takes the lead and sets the pace. They only run half the race, but they make sure you're running the pace you got to run to break a 4-minute mile. His job was to get out to the lead. My job was to get out right behind him. That's exactly what happened. Now it's 8 laps to the mile on this track, so do the math. That's 30 seconds a lap. That's what we have to average to break that 4-minute mile. Now the first lap is going, and I keep running up on Andre's heels, and I'm saying, Dre, pick it up. You're not going fast enough. I'll never forget his response. He looked back at me and he said, trust me, Eddie, I got this. We came around to the first lap where I'm sure we're going to be like 32, 33 seconds. It feels slow. Andre brings us through at a perfect 29 seconds. See, I had to learn to trust in my teammate, to follow his lead. I can't do it alone. So I began to calm down, follow Andre's lead. Second lap, 59 seconds. Third lap, 1 minute, 29 seconds. Andre's doing a perfect job pacing, and I'm just sitting right behind him, trying to act as calm and confident as I can. Now we're coming around to the halfway point, where obviously we need to be at 2 minutes to be on pace. Andre brings us through at a perfect 1:59. So Andre now steps off the track. Now the second half of the race begins, and it's where I have to take over. There was another guy in this race from William and Mary College named Paul Vandergrift. He ran 4:01 the week before. He was out there to do the same thing I was, and we talked it over before the race. I said, Paul, when Andre drops out, I'll take the 5th lap, you get the 6th lap. Last 2 laps, every man for himself. And that was our deal. So now I take over. And the second race of the race, it starts to hurt a little bit. You know, you got to start picking up the pace to stay where you need to be. And we need to be at 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Well, I bring us through at 2 minutes, 29 seconds. Perfect pace. So now I begin to drift into lane 2. So I'm going to let Paul pass me in lane 1. I'm going to duck right in behind him and follow his lead. As I start to drift into lane 2, something catches my eye. My best friend, teammate of mine named Mark Burns, is racing across the infield on the track. And he's trying to get to the point I'm about to be. And he's yelling something to me. And I can't tell what it is until I get right up on him. And when I get right up on him and I pass my best friend, he yells these words, Eddie, Paul's not there. He's not there. You're going to have to do it yourself. I'll never forget those words. Paul's not there. He was hurting. He was falling back. He wasn't able to take over. You're going to have to do this yourself. As we journey forth toward our own goals and dreams in life, of course we need the help of other people. We can't do it alone. But in every one of our journeys, there comes that moment where it is you and your dream. How bad do you want it? What are you willing to do to make that dream, that vision real? So I put my head down, headed back into lane 1. I was gonna have to take it the rest of the way all by myself. And now the pain is setting in. This is the moment. This is when you're gonna find out how bad you want it, when the pain sets in. 6th lap, I'm at 3 minutes. I got 2 laps to go, 1 minute to beat. But each step I'm taking now, my legs are getting heavier, my lungs are starting to burn. But I'm thinking, this is why we train, this is why we work so hard, all those miles, all that sweat, all that work. This is the moment here. 7th lap, 3 minutes, 30 seconds. I'm 1 lap away. 30 seconds is all I gotta beat and I can have my dream. It's so close I can taste it. But now, my lungs are on fire, my legs feel like lead weights, And as I'm coming off the final turn, all I remember focusing on were the words, Eddie, you got to fight through this pain. All the way to the finish, see it through to the end, and fight through the pain. And so I did everything I could, pushing all the way to the end of that race. My time, 3:58. Thank you. And I did it. I broke the 4-minute mile. I'll never forget that day. What that day taught me is that, you know what? Sometimes our dreams, the bigger vision we have for our life, sometimes they actually do come true. And what that can help us do is believe in the greatness that we can become. So what is this formula? It starts with a vision, a shared vision, a compelling vision that helps us discover our purpose. That purpose we have ignites the passion. That passion gives us the energy to get out to a good start and begin to implement the game plan. Along the way, you got to communicate. You got to trust in your teammates. You got to be ready for the pain. Because the pain hits, you're going to have to readjust sometimes. You're going to have to be committed to see it all the way to the end, even through the pain. And that, my friends, is what I call the 4-minute formula.